You don't care about me, and everyone who does care about me is mad at me. Can't do this anymore. I've never lied to my mom or my friends, and since you got here, that's all I've been doing, and I hate it. It's all your fault.
If you were a girl who grew up in the 90s, then you know all about the Babysitters Club. This franchise was wildly popular, and it all started with the novels written by Anne M. Martin that were first published in 1986, and she kept giving us stories up into the year 2000. It wasn't just books either. There were dolls. I had a few of them. An entire Disney TV series, a feature film, even a reboot on Netflix for all of us 90s kids to relive that nostalgia with our cool entrepreneurial friends from Stony Brook. These girls were everywhere, and when I saw this movie was free on YouTube, I just had to watch it again. And you should too if you haven't seen it, because that's the topic of today's discussion. The 1995 film The Babysitters Club, directed by Melanie Mayron, allows fans to spend the summer with this club as they scheme up a way to make more money by starting a summer camp. And as a brief recap, there are multiple storylines going on here. One might even say too many for an hour-and-a-half long movie, but they've spun up this idea to make some extra cash with the summer camp. Their rivals continually try to sabotage them. Claudia might fail summer school and have to quit the club. That girl from Full House is trying to steal Marianne's boyfriend. 13-year-old Stacy starts dating a 17-year-old man.
I'm coming back next summer.
I'll be 14.
I know.
And Kristy's father comes to town and gives us all a taste of what men can really be like. The Babysitters Club franchise is all about girl power. Young women starting businesses, making their own money, making their own way. The guys are just sort of in the background. Like, notice how Kristy and the club members make the guys who work for them basically work for free. It's like the reverse of real life. It's a women's empowerment franchise. I think we can all agree on that. But this film in particular, was the Babysitters Club movie trying to teach us girls, because that's who this film was for, about the true nature of men? Let's talk about Kristy and her dad. In case you don't know or don't remember, Kristy is literally the main character. She's the leader. She's the club president. This whole business is her idea. She is a tomboy. She loves sports. She has a very go-getter, assertive, responsible, bossy yet caring personality. She loves her friends, loves her family, loves her club. And these are all important details to remember, as when her father shows up, her whole entire personality changes, and not for the better. So Kristy's parents are divorced, but she lives with her mom, her stepdad Watson, and she has a lot of siblings. I don't remember how many, but a lot of blood-related and step-siblings. So the main storyline in the 1995 feature film is Kristy's dad comes to town in his creepy camper. He just rolls up on her one day while she's walking home with Marianne, and she's a bit apprehensive at first, which is a hard lesson that women need to learn, which is to listen to your instincts. Because she is weary. Like, what are you doing here? Why do you come?
Dad, you sent like 2 cards in 5 years or something. So I was thinking you'd come. You never did. Ever. I'd wait for you every year. You never even called.
But Kristy does eventually, during the course of the movie, warm up to the idea of her dad being around. But red flag number 1 is he lies to his daughter, telling her that he's definitely moving back to Stony Brook because he might have this slight chance of getting a job there. Spoiler alert, he doesn't move back. The second red flag is Kristy's dad doesn't want her to tell her mom that he's in town. This girl is like 13 and he's asking her to lie for him, or I'm sorry, to keep a secret for him. Because his ex-wife, her mom, is very well off, living in a mansion with her new man, and he's riding around the country looking for jobs out of his camper. It's important to note Kristy is so uncomfortable around her own dad at the beginning that she brings her best friend Marianne along with her to go see him. She's also uncomfortable with calling him dad and corrects herself by calling him by his real name Patrick during the first few of their secret meetings. So remember when I said earlier that it's well known that Kristy is a tomboy? Well, her dad doesn't know that, as he gives her this very hideous, thrifty looking dress. And Kristy does what all young girls are taught to do, to not hurt the fragile egos of men. She pretends to like it. She even wears it when she sees him again to make him happy, to make this man who's done nothing more than maybe send her a birthday card every other year happy.
I'm gonna tell Mom you're here.
Kristy, we had a deal.
Well, Dad, I'm breaking it, just like you broke all your promises.
Doing the bare minimum while expecting the most. So Kristy not only ends up lying to her entire family for this man, but she also lies to all of her friends with the exception of Marianne. No one knows that he's in town, and the only reason that she couldn't lie to Marianne is because Marianne happened to be with her when he approached her in his creepy camper. So because she's lying to everyone about her dad being in town and that she's been hanging out with him, she begins spiraling, letting literally everyone else down.
Everything's gonna be okay, sweetie. You gotta just hang in there.
What is up with you, Kristy? You're always leaving so early. You're acting so weird. You're always late.
Yeah, you have a responsibility here.
She's constantly ditching her duties when it comes to their summer camp business, which was all her idea. She's constantly late to meetings, asking others to pick up her slack. She's letting down Claudia, promising to help her pass summer school, but isn't present to help her with her studies. Even her own little brother, she left camp early one day to hang out with her dad in that hideous dress, and her 7-year-old little brother was found wandering the streets trying to walk home alone. And by the way, these hangouts with her dad, he's not taking her to the movies or out to eat or to a theme park or a baseball game. They're not doing anything that requires that he spend any money on her, his daughter. They are literally just hanging around outside, in the park, skipping on a bridge. How fun. She's even bringing the food to him like he's eating off her back, or at least his ex-wife's back, because, she's probably not buying the food in the house. And when he does promise to take her to this carnival/theme park called Monty's for her birthday, guess what he does? He ditches her, leaves her stranded on her birthday, waiting in the rain for him, while all of her real friends are waiting at home for her. Such an upstanding father figure. In dealing with her dad, Kristy became more emotional, more moody, withdrawn, agitated, irritated, and completely torn from all of the sneaking around that she had to do to placate his needs. She wasn't happy. And let's remember, she's a kid. It's like she was experiencing the roller coaster, the highs and lows, those small happy moments masking the vast amount of disappointment and empty promises. This is the feeling of being in a bad romance, but it's with her dad.
What's wrong? Are you crying?
Everybody just leave me alone. I have an allergy, okay? What are you allergic to? Summer.
This was a kid's movie, but the underlying theme is sort of dark and very real. And while I couldn't accurately recall any of those books that I read as a child, I do remember some of the shows on Disney tackling real life issues that young girls may experience, and perhaps this movie is highlighting a big one. I'm sure a lot of preteen and teen girls could connect to this character who has this broken relationship with her dad. There are a few other characters from this series that are products of divorce. I mean, Anne and Martin was serving us all kinds of family dynamics, but this one was heartbreaking. And perhaps the lesson or message that's being portrayed here is that a father's absence will very well be a girl's first heartbreak. What are your thoughts? Do you remember this movie? I mean, I personally loved it, and if you haven't seen it, like I said earlier, it is free here on YouTube for now. Also, drop some other examples of a dad being a girl's first heartbreak in film down below. And as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you've enjoyed this video. Signing off now, your friend, Dom.